Anybody that has thought about trying to become pregnant is familiar with at-home testing to predict ovulation and to diagnose pregnancy. But did you know there are also at-home sperm tests? How do these tests work? Are they as accurate as the tests that you do in the doctor's office? Today on Infertility TV, I am going to educate you on what tests are out there. Stay tuned. Traditionally, a semen analysis has three parts: the number or concentration of the sperm, the percentage of moving sperm, which is called motility, and the shape and appearance of the sperm, which is called morphology. When this test is done in the doctor's office, a guy collects a semen specimen into a cup. The specimen is allowed to liquefy for 20 to 30 minutes, and then a small portion is put on a slide and viewed under a microscope. A video camera connected to a computer can then identify the concentration of sperm and provide a number of different measurements of the movement. Fertility doctors are mostly interested in the number of sperm with fast forward movement, which is called progressive motility. Finally, the sperm will be fixed to a microscope slide and stained. This means that a colored dye is added to allow easier visualization under the microscope. Then, under much higher magnification, the shape of the sperm can be viewed. Some determination is made as to whether the sperm has a normal shape or not. This is called morphology. Counting the number of sperm is pretty straightforward. This part of the semen analysis is not time sensitive. The number of sperm that you count at 1 hour after collection is going to be the same at 2 hours or 10 hours. The motility, however, is time sensitive. Over time, living, moving sperm cells are going to slow down and eventually die and stop moving. The number of moving sperm, therefore, may measure lower if too much time has gone by. Morphology is a little bit time sensitive, but not nearly as much as motility. Home sperm tests come in several different types. First, there are mail-in sperm tests. A guy will buy a kit, collect the semen at home, put the cup in the mail-in container, and send it to a lab for analysis. It's pretty easy to do this and have an accurate sperm count and morphology. But what about the motility? Obviously, it will take a couple of days to get to the lab. During that time, most of the sperm ordinarily will have died. In order to get around that problem, these companies have developed specialized media, which is designed to keep the sperm alive and moving until they can be analyzed. Sperm are still going to die, however, so they also do some testing to determine how fast that happens. They can then use an algorithm to determine what the motility and morphology would have been if it was analyzed right away. A validation study performed by one of these companies, Fellow, showed a high degree of correlation between an analysis at 1 hour and a delayed analysis under a variety of conditions. Another type of home sperm test provides some basic equipment for a man to do the analysis at home with the help of a smartphone. One option, called the Yo Home Sperm Test, uses a miniature version of a computerized semen analysis. The sample is loaded into the device and the software identifies and calculates the number of sperm and sperm movement. This gets around the problem of having to keep the sperm alive while mailing it into the lab, but this system does not have the ability to do a sperm morphology. A validation study was presented recently at a scientific meeting, but has not yet been published in a peer-reviewed medical journal. The data presented found a high correlation with a more sophisticated computer-assisted analysis, as well as with trained technicians. Another home equipment option is called the Trak system. Trak users collect their sample into the cup. Part of the sample is then loaded into a battery-powered mini centrifuge, which concentrates the specimen into a small volume. The concentration of sperm is read directly off the device. The kit has also been validated against computerized semen analysis and trained technicians. Again, the advantage is not having to mail anything in, but this kit is more limited as it only determines sperm number, not motility or morphology. Finally, we have a one-step test called SpermCheck. This test essentially works the same way as a home pregnancy test. You load the semen into a well, wait a few minutes, and then determine if the test line becomes visible. If it does, it means there is a certain concentration of sperm present. This test does not test for sperm motility or morphology. Our Infertility TV bottom line is this: at-home sperm testing has become reasonably accurate. To get the most complete semen analysis, mail-in kits are best. If concentration and motility are all you need, the Yo kit can provide that. In my opinion, The only value of a test that just provides sperm concentration is if you are worried that you have no sperm, such as after a vasectomy reversal. Of course, costs will vary, and it is likely that these home tests will not be covered by insurance. Infertility TV is your most trusted source for accurate information on infertility and miscarriage. If you are not a subscriber yet, hit the subscribe button right now. A new episode is released every week. Don't miss any episodes. You can also check us out on our website, ivf1.com, where you can become a patient.